Most people think they need more clients, more ads, or more content to grow. But the reality is that most businesses don't grow because they don't have systems. Because without systems, you're stuck doing everything yourself, and your business ends up collapsing the second that you stop working. That's why on this video, I'm going to be showing you guys what is a system, why no system equals bankruptcy, and I'm going to tell you my personal story of how I started selling the amazing offer of your Shopify store for just $250 and how having no systems almost made me go bankrupt. I'm also going to be showing you why are people failing, the core systems every small business needs, how to create your own systems, and how will systems improve your business, okay? So to get started, I want to give you guys some examples. But first, the description so that you guys know what a system is. A system is just a repeatable way of doing something that saves you time and gives you the same result every single time, okay? And for that, I want to give you some examples. To begin with, Starbucks. And I'm not going to tell you the same story that you probably heard on marketing school where they told you Starbucks doesn't sell a product, they sell a service. No, I'm going to tell you why they've been able to grow so quickly and why they've been really successful, okay? And the truth is they have a lot of systems in place. Like for example, when you go to Starbucks and you order your venti caramel frappuccino, usually they already know that they need to grab the measuring cup, put some ice in it, take it all, put 2 pumps of caramel, 1 pump of sugar, put some milk, put it all inside the blender, and finally you get your frappuccino, right? And that's why they've been so successful. And that's exactly what happens when you go to your local coffee shop and you can go for the first time and you're like, whoa, I had the best coffee of my life right now. And you tell your friends, you all go together back to the same coffee shop. You all order the same coffee that you ordered last time and you're recommending them to order. And now it doesn't taste the same because a lot of the times small businesses don't have systems in place, and if they simply change from barista to barista, it changes completely the flavor and you get a completely different product. And that's the importance of systems. Or for example, let's do another example of creating a YouTube video that could be more in line with what you guys are doing. Usually what I do is come up with an idea. After the idea, I create the hook. Then I think about how can I drive curiosity. After that, I think about how can I create a conflict or add a conflict to the video or to the script so that it is more engaging and it increases watch time. And finally, what's the solution? And putting all those pieces together, I have my YouTube video. But in this way, I can go into every single new video with the same system, thinking about exactly the same things. Idea, hook, curiosity, problem, and finally solution. And then I have my whole video, okay? Now, why do systems matter? They reduce time, they reduce mistakes, and they make delegation possible, right? Because without systems, you don't own a business, you own a job. And that's why I want to show you guys the example that I was talking about earlier, where when I started about 9 years ago, my agency, and I was selling Shopify stores for the great amount of $250 each, I want to show you guys what started happening when I didn't know that I had to create systems and I didn't know that I had to charge a little bit more. On the first month, let's say that this is the things that usually as a business owner, you divide your time on the business into. There's acquisition, conversions, fulfillment, support, operations, and direction, okay? And let's say I have 100% of my time every single month, okay? And I have to divide it into these 6 different tasks, okay? So let's say that on the first month, since I already had my product and I already knew how to create Shopify stores, I dedicated 50% of the time into acquisition, 50% into conversion, driving sales, 0% into fulfillment as I didn't have any clients yet, 0% in support for the same thing, 0 in operations as I didn't even know I needed them, and 0 in direction, right? And due to this, since I dedicated so much time into acquisition and conversion, that drove me 5 sales that month. And that was equal to $1,250. Okay? Okay, the 5 is kind of messed up. There we go. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1,250. 1, Now, what happened on the second month? And this is something that might be happening to a lot of you, even right now, constantly. You could have more time into your business, but this same thing could be applying to you right now. So on the second month, I had to start delivering because I already had 5 clients. So my time was allocated a little differently. I had the same 100% time, but now I needed to fulfill. So 30% of my time was spent creating these Shopify stores, right? Now, another 20 was on support, teaching each of my clients how to upload products, how to create discounts, how to add banners or edit little sections of the store by themselves, and these all other things that come up with having your own e-com store, right? Okay, so now here I had to spend 50% of my time. So now these two, instead of having 100% of my time, I could only spend 25% and 25% on the other, right? And this is 25 plus 25, 50, plus 30, 80, plus 20, 100. So now again, 0% on operations, 0% on direction. But now, since I only could spend half of the time on sales, my sales dropped to only 2. This equaled to $500. Okay. And on the third month, I was like, wow, what happened? Why did my sales drop so much? First month, it went so good. Now I don't have enough time. And I started thinking about it. And I said, you know what? I need to hire someone. I can't do it myself. And I started thinking now about operations, hiring people, teaching them how to do it. And yeah, pretty much having a team to help me so that I could focus more on acquisition and on sales or conversions that were the things that drove cash flow into the business. So now in operations, I started dedicating 20% of my time. And I had also to start dedicating some of my time into direction because I needed to make sure that the people that I was hiring knew the direction that I was planning on taking the agency towards, right? So let's say that under direction, I spent 10% of my time, same 20% on support, as people still had questions. So we had right here 50, let's say another 20% on fulfillment. We now have 70 and only 15% and 15% of my time. Now, even less dedicated time, 30% between acquisition and conversion against the 100% I had on the first month, right? And due to this, I only received 1 sale. Now, this is the main issue. When you don't really start thinking about how you can create systems and how you're planning your growth and who will you need to hire and how are you going to teach them and how can you spend less time teaching every single client and how can you automate tasks in order to have more free time for yourself so that you can really focus on what drives cash flow to the business. When you don't start thinking like that, there's simply no way in which you can be dividing your attention into all 6 main tasks of your business. And in the next steps, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to fix that. But first, why are you probably failing? Following this same example, first, you're probably trying to reinvent the wheel every time doing tasks from scratch instead of reusing the process, right? For example, here, when I was doing support for my customers, instead of simply creating a Loom video and sending it every single time once I finished the store, teaching them how to upload products, how to add discounts, how to add any other thing that is repeatable, instead of creating that Loom, I was getting into a one-on-one call, spending my own time, and maybe having 1 hour, 2 hour calls with the client once everything was finished, teaching them how to do it. When I could have simply sent them a Loom with the whole process and teaching them how to do it, record it one single time, maybe be even more clear in the Loom, send them a PDF with the steps as well so that they could simply read it, and that way free up some of my time. But no, like the first step, I was pretty much doing tasks from scratch instead of reusing a simple process. Now, decision fatigue. Wasting mental energy on routine decisions. Going back to the example, here on conversions, when I was having sales calls, I didn't really have a script. So I was pretty much going blank into every single sales call. Where if I had created a script since the beginning, everything would have been easier those sales calls would have been planned. I would have known how to start, how to ask questions, how to increase conversions, and how to get clients onboarded so that everything runs smoothly. Now, number 3, no time to grow because you're stuck in delivery instead of working on the business. Like it happened to me on the second month, spending so much time into fulfillment and actually delivering to the business on the promise that was made, instead of focusing on stuff that could have grown the business much more, like creating content, improving the actual offer, getting more eyeballs to the business, getting more leads, driving more sales. But no, since I was stuck in the fulfillment part of it, I didn't have time for anything else. And also, since you don't have any systems, the client experience becomes very inconsistent. One client could get a 10 out of 10 service, while another can get a 6 out of 10 because there's simply no standard process. And going back to the example, that's what was happening. Some clients received certain calls, some clients didn't. Some clients got a faster result, some clients received their website in 2 weeks, others in 3 days. Because there was simply no standard process. If I had time, I focused on one thing. If I didn't focus and didn't focus right now on creating their website or their store because I was focusing on hiring or on teaching people or on sales. So since there were no systems, everything was all over the place and client delivery was varying a lot. So one client could be extremely happy with the results and another could be extremely dissatisfied because we took a lot of time to create the call, or we took a lot of time to create the store, or maybe the support wasn't really there, or they simply didn't receive enough attention so that they really felt like we were taking care of them. Okay, now the core systems every small business needs. And now I'm going to go over, and here's where we start going over the solutions and how you can start implementing systems and creating them in order to really start having a business and not being pretty much auto-employed. Number 1, marketing systems. For example, a content calendar, lead magnet delivery, DM scripts, email nurture sequences. Now, why do you need them and how will they benefit you? They will allow you to wake up to new leads every day instead of hunting for them. And a starter action that you can take in order to start implementing those marketing systems is document exactly how you make one social post from idea to publish. Like for example, on what I told you guys that I do every single time I create a YouTube video, right? Number 2, sales systems. Examples, discovery call scripts, proposal templates, payment processes. Why do you need them and how are they going to help? You're going to close more deals with less effort. And how can you start taking action? Write down the 5 to 7 questions that you ask in every single call. And also start writing down the questions that the leads are asking you. That's going to help you come up with better ways of handling objections. And the third one, delivery systems. For example, the onboarding checklist, client dashboard, weekly reporting. Why do you need them? Because every client gets the same high quality experience and you save hours. And a start action here is to make a simple new client checklist on Google Docs. For example, one thing that I'm doing right now is whenever a new client comes in, they receive a step-by-step process that is sent to them exactly after we finish the call so that they know what are the next steps that they need to be taking. Number 4, how to create your own systems. Number 1, pick one thing that you do often. My advice would be to create a list from all the things that you usually do repeatedly and pick the ones where you're spending most of your time on that are more time consuming. Like for example, it could be posting a YouTube video, sending an invoice, or onboarding a client. Now, write down the steps, right? Write down the steps on how you do it, but keep it simple because remember that this is what you're gonna have to pass to someone that is gonna be doing it for you. So keep it very simple and make it very digestible and easy to understand. So bullet points, for example, can be something that benefits you. Step number 3, test and refine. Follow your own system once or twice and tweak it. Try to follow the steps that you wrote down to see if just by following that, if you didn't have any knowledge of how the task works, see if just by following the steps that you wrote down, you're able to do the task correctly. And finally, store it somewhere. It could be Notion, Google Docs, or Trello so that you can share it later. Delegate or automate it. You can automate it with AI or delegate it to a VA or anyone you hire that is going to help you with that specific task. And finally, number 5, how will systems actually improve your own business? There are four main things that you're going to be noticing. Number 1 is freedom. You can take time off your business without the business stopping. Because the truth is that if you don't have any systems in place, you right now pretty much don't own a business. You're simply auto-employed. So if you walk away and you go take a vacation, the business simply stops working and money stops coming in. Now, number 2, scale. You can add more clients without working more hours. Because since you already have everything in place in order to be able to grow, when a new client comes in, it doesn't really require any of your time. This obviously depends on what you're selling and on your specific service and your offer. But creating systems is going to allow you to spend as little time as possible on each client. Number 3, consistency. Clients always get the same or better experience. And that's where things like this come in that we saw, I think, like maybe 3 or 4 videos ago, where I showed you guys the exact steps that each new client of mine receives. Like day 1, instantly receive an email with the next steps. Day 2, personalized 7-day plan focusing on the fastest route of achieving results. Day 3 to 9, daily check-ins, and etc. Right? All the way to day 91. So that every single client is receiving the exact same thing, and that way there's consistency. Now, number 4, sellability. And this is an important one. Because since creating systems is gonna allow the business to work without you, now you can sell the business. See, one day you could sell the business because it's not dependent on you. And that's why you see these people creating their courses or their coaching programs and sell them for millions of dollars because they pretty much have systemized the whole business. While on the contrary, if you don't have any systems in place and the whole business depends on you, if you sell it, it's simply going to stop working. Now, if any of you guys would like my help to help you scale your business, if any of you guys want my help to help you scale your business through sales, setters, closers, improving your closing rate, helping you with your content, helping you increase or create your offer, doing AI implementations, AI automations, creating or improving systems and improving your ads or creating them for you, feel free to schedule a free one-on-one call below where we can go over all of this. And yes, there's going to be a pitch at the end of the call, but if we decide not to work together, that's totally okay. You can walk away for free with the strategy and there's no issue with that, okay? So you guys can check that out in the link below. And also remember that this is a series of scaling to 100K. We've already gone over content, pricing, and how to improve your offer. So if you guys would like to see any of those videos, go ahead and watch the previous ones. And also guys, if you have any questions, be sure to comment them. I'll be answering every single comment below. And I'll see you on the next video where I'm gonna be going over how to use AI to scale your business to 100K. So if you're interested in that one and want to see it as soon as it comes out, be sure to subscribe so that you receive the notification.